Anubhav, with the permission of DG, I suggest we start. I haven't got the name as yet.
Okay, sir, no issues.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Srinath from Indian Export Organizations. As you're aware, sir, Federation of Indian Export Organizations is set up by Ministry of Commerce in 1965, is a apex body for all export organizations. We have EPCs and other organizations also, which are members of FIEO. And I welcome you all to this webinar on CGSC, which is in fact a big relief which has been provided by the Government of India. As you're all aware, this is in fact includes MSMEs as well as non-MSMEs, and it has a corpus of around 20,000 crores, which is deployed through, or rather sponsored by the Department of Financial Services through NCGTC, and which is also provided additional support by Jansamarth, which is the portal in which all the applications are being accepted. To expand on this further, I have the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Durgesh Pandey, CEO of NCGTC, Mr. Kuldip Singh and Siddharth Kontana from Jansamarth portal. We'll be joined by Mr. Hardik Seth of DFS a bit later. We have with us also, I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Ajay Sahai, Director General and CEO of FIEO, Federation of Indian Export Organizations, with us. Sir, if you consent, then we start off with our address, sir.
Please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we can proceed with your address, sir.
Sir, let me first extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Durgesh Pandey, CEO NCGTC, and his colleague, Mr. Kuldip Singh. We are also joined by Mr. Siddharth Kontana from Samarth portal. They will be making the presentation. Let me also welcome all the members who are joining us on this important webinar. I would like to compliment and congratulate our exporter for showing remarkable resilience among the headwinds in the global trade, marked by rising uncertainty, increasing protectionism, use of trade as a weapon, and also volatility of the currency. Yet the numbers for the month of November are extremely impressive. We clocked 19% growth in our exports in November, which is much above anyone's expectation. And looking into the adverse circumstances, I think full credit goes to our exporters who have shown such a remarkable performance. Not only we have done exceptionally well in some of the sector, even in some of the geographies, we have performed very well. If you look into India's exports in the month of November, we have done remarkably well in China, where we clocked around 90% growth. We have clocked 180% growth in Spain. We have clocked 125% growth in Tanzania. In US, where 55% of India's export is subject to 50% high tariff, we clocked close to 20% growth in November. We have to get the disaggregated data to see which sectors have done well. But when I'm looking into India's overall export sector, we have done exceptionally well in electronic sector, where we clocked around 39% growth. In gems and jewelry, after a little decline, we have bounced back. We have shown 28% growth. In engineering, the growth is 24%. In pharmaceutical, we have clocked 22% growth. And despite the subdued oil prices in the petroleum sector, we have shown 20% growth. And these numbers are extremely impressive. They show that Indian exporters have diversified, they have moved up the value chain, and they have focused into technology-driven sectors of export. You all know that since we are passing through a tough time in the global trade, and global trade is slowing down, government is also looking into providing all kinds of support to the export. The government has announced the export promotion mission, which is broadly divided into two parts. One is the Export Prosan program, other is Export Disha program. In Export Prosan program, government is looking inwardly. They are looking into providing support to export, which will entail, for example, the interest equalization scheme, where subvention will be passed on to the MSME exporter. The government is also looking into popularizing the factoring services, which still have very low share in India's total trade, though of course globally they are growing much. Government is also looking into providing credit card facility to the small e-commerce exporter who are short of liquidity, and banks are a little reluctant to extend them the credit. And government is also looking into the collateral-free lending to export sector under the Export Promotion Prosan program. In export promotion Disha, we are looking into aggressive marketing of Indian products and services globally. The calendar for 2025-26 will be rolled out shortly. We are also looking into to offset some of the cost of compliance, maybe on account of certification or traceability, because we all know that world is looking towards a new kind of non-tariff barrier, and probably to enter the market, you will have to have these certification in place. For landlocked state under the Export Promotion Mission, government is looking into providing some kind of trade support also. The focus of the government is on standardization and branding, and for that also support is being extended under the program. We are also looking into providing some support to the exporter who will be using the warehousing facility both in India, particularly for the e-commerce, and abroad for conventional exports, as in some of the geographies, the lack of direct selling, we are not able to provide the goods and services at the right time. On the banking and financing part, Reserve Bank of India has come with the trade relief measures, where government has looked into the liquidity challenges of the exporter. On the one hand, we have seen that the government has extended the realization period for export from 9 months to 15 months, and that will come handy, as we know that with the slowing down of the global economy, particularly the advanced one, the offtake from the warehousing to the shelf is taking a little more time. Reserve Bank of India has also provided that the pre-shipment and post-shipment credit may be given up to 450 days for the credit to be rolled in till 31st of March 2026. We have some kind of moratorium now also being rolled out by the Reserve Bank of India for all the credit which has been issued till 31st of August, and therefore the moratorium will be for from 1st of September to 31st of December. Industry has been given the option to pay back the principal and interest from April to September, and bank has been asked only to charge the simple rate of interest. Probably that will also help the exporter. For the advance payment, where export is required to be executed within 1 year, they have extended the time span to 3 years. The Department of Financial Services also looking into the liquidity challenge of the exporter, has come with the credit guarantee scheme for exporter, which is being implemented through NCGTC. And this scheme will provide the bridge which is required for our MSMEs exporter in particular. The scheme entails that 20% of the credit limit which is available will be available through the collateral-free lending under the scheme with a cap of 50 crore. But only those exporters who have some exposure to the US in the past, that is in the financial year 2023-24 or 24-25, will be eligible. For MSME direct exporter, they should have at least 5% of their export to US of the specified product which are given in next month during 2023-24 or 2024-25. Those who are doing the indirect export and they are also supplying to MSME, the MSME supplier, they can also get the benefit if 30% of their export is to those exporters who directly export to the US market. For non-MSME exporters, the threshold limit instead of 5% will be 20%, and if the 20% of the export is to the US, they are eligible for this scheme. And the scheme provides complete collateral-free lending, and that will definitely also entail a lower cost of financing for all the exporters. The scheme is valid till the government extends the guarantee for 20,000 crore or till 31st of March 2026. I'm thankful to NCGTC for proactively rolling out the scheme as soon as it is announced. Though, of course, in the scheme, we are still looking for inclusion of some of the leftover sector. For example, rubber and rubber products, even though they are being exported to US in sizable value, close to $1 billion, somehow that sector has been left out. We have already made a request to DFS to include the sector. On a wider note, we are also looking into whether the scheme can be rolled out for other exporters. Though, of course, today we are not discussing that. That's much a policy issue. But we feel that if the government is focusing on diversification, the exporters who are exporting or who are exporting to market other than the US should also be given the benefit of this kind of scheme. But that's a policy decision which has been flagged by FIEO, both with the DFS as well as the Ministry of Commerce. And probably some kind of movement may be seen, maybe during the scheme or after the scheme. So I would not like to take much time. We have the experts in the field who will be throwing light on the scheme, and probably they will also be addressing much of the vexatious questions which may be raised by trade and industry attending the seminar. So with these words, I thank all of you once again, and we look forward for very lively discussion.
Thank you, sir. Subsequent to the central budget announcements during 2013-14 to set up various credit guarantee funds, a common trustee company in the name of National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company was set up by the Department of Financial Services. We have here with us CEO of NCGTC, Shri Durgesh Pandey. I welcome you, sir, and I would like you to further address the gathering here.
Good afternoon, everyone. So first and foremost, I would like to give a very good thank you to the FIEO for organizing such a meet. And I would personally like to thank Mr. Srinath ji and Dr. Sahai for organizing this so that the information can be disseminated to all the exporters. Of course, we had a meeting with the exporter associations, but yes, at that time, only specific people were there. But this being a bigger discussion point wherein all the exporters, many exporters are there, which I understand are passing around 300 or 400. So this will be straight information going on to them. And while I'll be walking you through the presentation also, I must also first thing put ki, okay, Dr. Saha has already spoken on the certain points which are part of the scheme. The government is committed to help the exporters. That can be seen very clearly. We do understand and appreciate this, the facts, the pressures that the exporters were facing because of these tariffs. And the government has been looking at how to reduce the burden, how to reduce the pressures that these exporters might be facing. So with that perspective in mind, this credit guarantee scheme for exporters was launched. And many deliberations have had even prior to the meeting with the various associations, including FIEO. And we have come out with a scheme as of now. But yes, amendments can always happen depending upon what is the need, what is the requirement. That commitment you must be seeing already from the side of the government of India. So now I will just walk you through the scheme guidelines so that all the exporters get a feel of what exactly is the scheme. So before I continue on that, I must say that I am also joined by Mr. Abhishek Malviya who's an AGM here, and he is the contact point for us for the scheme as such. And wherever there is a problem, he will definitely help you. I'll just open this. Wait a minute. Abhishek, where is that file? I'll have to just. I'm not able to find that. Just 1 minute. This file, कहाँ पे रखी है ये file? share the desktop. Desktop. I kept it on the desktop. I think that was there. Desktop. Over here. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So now I'll be just walking you through this presentation. It's a very short presentation, which will give you a brief on what exactly are the content of the scheme. And I hope this is visible to all of you.
Sir, can you please put into presentation mode? We can see it, but it will be a little bigger
Okay.
for us if you.
Okay. Okay. Presentation mode.
सर नीचे स्क्रीन होगा, नीचे आप
ठीक है. Presentation mode.
हाँ, that you need to go down, sir, on the right hand side.
Yes. Screen sharing. That. No. Is it visible now? No.
It is still not in the presentation mode, sir.
Our presentation.
If you go down right where the sizes are there, 6.7%, 6.3%, उससे साथ वाला ही है. जी सर.
ये है.
वहाँ पे एक स्क्रीन दिखेगा सर.
Left, a little left.
A little left.
Sir, don't. Yes, this one.
Right.
Yeah. So now it is. So is it clear now?
It's clear now, sir.
Okay. So, well, it's a very short presentation just to brief you on the basic details of the scheme. And I don't have to speak out much on NCGTC, but yes, you must be aware of the Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, which was a big scheme and almost every business was getting support. Some of the exporters also, I think, must have got many of them who needed that support. And that was after the COVID. But we are running almost around 15 credit guarantee schemes and more would be added depending upon which sector and segment is being looked after. So over here, this is a credit guarantee scheme for exporters. The biggest benefit under here is that it is a 100% guarantee cover. That means in case if a loan is provided and there is some loss, the lender will be taken care of through 100% guarantee. With this perspective, because of this, the lenders we have advised or made it very clear in the scheme itself that lenders are not supposed to take any collateral or even personal guarantee other than what is already there. So this takes care of the risk of the lenders. Now, the purpose of the scheme was to enable liquidity support to all the exporters so that, of course, we knew that suppose if the exports were to the US and they were getting delayed or whatever, naturally you need time to find out new markets, to keep the products. So the government thought it wise to create, and of course there was a demand from the associations also. So this will enable liquidity support to sustain production, improve competitiveness, and enable market diversification. Now we are envisaging a total of 20,000 crore additional credit flow to the exporters, direct or indirect, through this scheme. The key features are, just for example, now as Dr. Sahai was also mentioning, now direct exporters. Now we have tried to indicate the sectors which are being exported to in the US. There could be more sectors. We can consider adding them as and when it happens, as and we get to know, and we can seek modification in that. So if it is a direct exporter and is having an Udyam Aadhar registration as an MSME, and its annual export turnover to annual sales to this particular sector to US market is greater than or equal to 5%, or if it is a non-MSME, greater than or equal to 20%. Then these are the beneficiaries, these are the exporters which will be getting benefited. Now, 20% then. Indirect exporters means MSMEs who are not directly exporting to the US, but they are exporting to these MSMEs and non-MSMEs as indicated at one above. So for example, if there is a MSME A, which is a direct exporter with more than 5% turnover to its annual sales during 24 or during 25, we are not looking at the current year sales. Naturally, we know that presently it might have been impacted to the US markets. So whatever the sales exports were there during 2023-24 and 24-25, either of them, that is to be looked at, and accordingly decision has to be taken on that. So one is the detail which we are trying to get all these details of these MSMEs which are having more than 5% and more than 20% non-MSMEs, for which we have requested the lenders to list out all these beneficiaries, and this will help in deciding which are the indirect exporters who are supplying more than 30% to these direct exporters, which of course the lender will get to know, and the indirect exporter MSME would also get to know. Now the provision here is only standard accounts. SME2 is also standard, but they are not considered eligible. The reference date is 30th September 2025. Now, as I mentioned, the condition 1 and 2 is in respect of financial year 23-24 and 24-25. We are not looking at current year. Either of these will do. Now, quantum of support is up to 20% of export credit limits, which means for the direct exporters, because direct exporters are having export working capital limits. So whatever is the sanctioned limits, not the outstanding, it is the sanctioned limits. Whatever is the regular sanction limits, 20% of that they can get. And as far as indirect exporters are considered, which are only MSMEs, up to 20% of working capital limits. But the maximum cap is 50 crore per borrower. Rate of interest, we have stipulated 1% less than the existing ROI, with present rate of interest on the working capital facilities that an exporter or an MSME might be enjoying, indirect or direct. And it has been capped at 10% for banks, FIs, and 14% for NBFCs. The tenor of loan, we have tried to make it slightly comfortable with 4 years, including 1 year moratorium. We are pretty sure that the exporters will be able to use these funds to find out new markets. Though, as Dr. Sai also said, the export sector has seen better figures, but yes, still we are providing this benefit, and we hope that the export segment grows stronger. Guarantee fee is nil, so there is no cost attached to this. No additional collateral or personal guarantee has to be sought, which I have already spoken. Now, the scheme is valid only up to 31/3/2026, or guarantees up to 20,000 crore is issued, whichever is earlier. Now, over here, I need to tell you that the scheme has been launched quite recently, not too long back, but the Jansamarth portal, which they will be explaining next, we have already seen applications flow of almost about 6,000 crore. So the scheme is moving fast on that. And the scheme has been made borrower friendly and borrower driven, so that they are able to log in, they are able to make their applications, the applications move on to the lenders, and the lenders are able to sanction the loan, take guarantee cover from us. As of now, 13 institutions have got their policies put in place, taken registration with us. More would be joining as inquiries are coming in. Loan proposals that have already logged in on our Jansamarth portal is 1187, worth 5,935 crore. Loans have already been sanctioned of 1,223 crore. And I must say that disbursements have already been there around 200 crore. So scheme is moving fast. What I would like to stress over here is that since this is working through the Jansamarth portal, so every borrower is free. Every eligible borrower, after looking at its eligibility, is free to log on to the Jansamarth portal, put its application for up to 20%, whatever they want. They want 10%, they put 10%. They want 20%, they put 20%. And that will flow to the lender, which will be monitored by DFS. Right? So this was the present status, and this was the presentation.
Thank you, sir.
That is it. I'm open for questions, but I think before that, what I feel is that Jansamarth can come in and speak. And of course, you'll be inviting them.
Yeah.
What they can help you is that how this this movement will happen from the date of application to moving on to that, and exporters, if they have any issues either with the portal over there or with the scheme, they can always call us. Over to you, Mr. Sheena.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Mr. Kuldeep Singh or Mr. Siddharth Kontana of Jansamarth portal, which is in fact a portal for which has been onboarded by most of the member lending institutions, and where exporters are invited to apply for their CGSC. Mr. Kuldeep Singh or Mr. Siddharth Montana? Montana. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. This is Siddharth from Jansamarth team. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It is.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us to this meeting. So coming to the brief gist of discussion which we had on the scheme. So now coming to the application part, the loan application journey for direct exporters is hosted on Jansamarth along with indirect exporters. So I'll just quickly take you through the process. So this is the homepage of Jansamarth portal. So at first we have hosted this scheme CGSE. So the exporter needs to click on apply now. So once they click on apply now, the screen will be visible, registration. So initially using the mobile number, they can register themselves on the portal. So once the mobile number is entered, basic consents are obtained, and after that they'll be receiving an OTP basis which they'll be logging into the portal. So here in the initial stage, there's a bifurcation of the journey for direct exporters and the indirect exporters. As the current meeting is for direct exporters, so we will be taking you through the journey of direct exporter. Again, for MSME and non-MSME, because there are two criteria inbuilt in the scheme. So basis that there is a separate segregation in the journey as well. So once the direct exporter wants to apply for this loan under this scheme, they'll click on proceed. So at this stage, initially, we showcase the required documents. So what are all the documents required by direct exporter to be kept handy so that the journey can be completed within, say, 1 minute. So it hardly takes a minute to apply on Jansamarth portal for this particular loan. So for this to happen, if all these documents are kept ready before the process, so they can complete as early as possible. So PAN, Udyam, GST, sales details as per the last audited balance sheet, like FY24 or 25 as per the scheme, and the IEC certificate. So once these documents are ready, they can click on proceed. We obtain consents for retrieving the PAN, Udyam, and GST details. So once they give the consent, so initially on portal, they'll have to key in the IEC code. They have to select the existing bank, the sanction limits with that respective bank. So the export working capital limits, fund based and non-fund based, have to be entered. Basis that the total sanctioned amount is auto-populated on the portal itself, and loan amount required. So they'll, as the scheme says, up to 20%. So here the system will not allow them to apply for more than 20%, but any amount up to 20% can be entered here and requested. Under banking arrangement, we have again given three types of banking arrangement: sole, multiple, and consortium, and they'll have to enter the exporter name. So, sir, for multiple and consortium, as of now, it's a separate application which needs to be made to different banks. So currently, if there is a consortium arrangement and if an exporter wants to apply, they'll have to apply to different bank. For lead bank also it's separate application. For other banks, it would be a separate application. But on system, there is a check in place because for borrower, the 50 crore limit is the ceiling is 50 crores. So if at all the limit exceeds 50 crores, so they'll not be allowed to apply. So for the second or third application, if the limit exceeds 50 crores, there will be a pop-up message saying that the maximum allowed limit under the scheme is 50 crores. So as per the order of preferential order, they can just apply to different banks. So once this is done, they'll click on proceed. So here basic details like the business details will have to be entered, and we ask them whether the applicant is an MSME or not. If it is an MSME, we validate the Udyam. If not, there is no Udyam validation is happening, and we take their self information like have they exported to US in FY24 or 25. So they'll have to just click on this radio button, yes, no, and the industry. So here the list of affected industries we have just provided in the drop down menu for selection. Below that, they'll have to enter the sales details. This is total turnover, export sales, and the export sales to US. So here also basis the scheme guidelines, there is a check in place. If this export sales are less than 5% or 20%, so system will not allow them to proceed further, and an error message will be showcased stating that the scheme guidelines or the scheme criteria is not met. Once these details are filled and they are eligible, so we will just allow them to proceed further to the next screen, wherein a declaration come undertaking needs to be selected, and this declaration basis the scheme guidelines needs to be submitted. So once it is submitted, sir, here we validate the PAN of that particular entity. Once for a validation, PAN number, date of incorporation, and the name has to be entered as it is mentioned in the PAN card. So we validate it from the source. So once this validation is done, as the selection was MSME, we have this Udyam registration also validation. So here Udyam number and the mobile number needs to be punched in. So once this combination is entered, we validate it from the Udyam database, and if it is found eligible, then they'll be allowed to proceed to the next stage. And in the next stage, before submission, there is a review review status. So if at all any data they want to edit, so here they can review their application and enter or edit the manually entered inputs. So once there is no data field to be edited, so they can submit the application. So once the application is submitted, as the bank is already selected, they'll have to select the state and the branch. So there the list of bank branches will be showcased, and the basis that they'll have to select the respective bank branch to which this particular application needs to be made. So once this application is submitted, they'll be getting a congratulations message with the limit applied for and the bank details. So once this application is completed, so these details will automatically flow to the respective bank branch. An email and SMS will be sent to that respective bank branch for stating that this particular application had come, and they can also log in. Every bank branch has a login credential using which they can log in, download the documents, or whatever information is fed on Jansamarth, so they can download and accordingly process your loan application. So under my applications, once they log in, there is also a feature to just check the status. So the status of that particular application which is submitted to that branch can be checked by logging and using the same registration number, and all these statuses like when it was submitted, if sanctioned, what amount, which date, and the disbursement details once they are updated by bank branch. So all these details can be checked by the respective applicant on Jansamarth portal itself. So this is the brief presentation which related to the application process. So if there are any queries, we can just take at this stage, or after completion of discussion, we can have queries.
Thank you, Mr. Siddharth. Now, Anubha, I would like you to kindly moderate the interactive session. You may proceed as earlier.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I request participants, whosoever has query, please use the raise the hand button tab. You will find it at the bottom of the screen under the React tab. So just click on it and you will find raise hand button option. So you just need to click on it and accordingly we will unmute you one by one. So we have a certain raised hand. So I'll start unmuting. So Malika.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is regarding if we are exporting newly, it is 24-25 very less export. We are the emerging exporters. Then whether we are eligible?
Now, see, the scheme has been launched to support exporters who have been impacted due to this tariff wars, tariff issues, right?
Okay.
So that was the basic reason why the scheme has been put in such a way that whatever was exported to the US during 2024-25 or 23-24, their impact should be lessened. So as of now, the scheme as in the present state is like this.
Okay, sir. One more question also, sir. Actually, till December 2024, we had for MSME interest subvention was there, and then
Madam, that is not related to this. This is
Okay.
related only to CGSC and with those for those exporters who have been affected by the US tariff with
Okay.
exports to US.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll handle that later.
Mr. Amit, please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. So I am Amit Agrawal from Rails and Tires Limited. We are into manufacturing of truck and bus radial tires, and our exposure to US is more than 60%. We are deeply affected by the tariffs. So under this scheme, we had applied for the assistance of around 50 crores because our working capital limits are in excess of 400 crores. So we had applied for assistance through our bankers Union Bank. They have told that this the TBR segment is not covered under this scheme. So just wanted to understand what is the process for getting this TBR segment included under this scheme.
So what I will suggest is that you make an application to the FIEO, right? They will send us a consolidated report on this, on what are the sectors which are exporting to the US, which have been left out, and whether we can consider including them also.
Thank you so much.
I think Mr. Srinath, you can take care of that.
Yeah, we'll do that, sir.
Because instead of one case, there may be 5, 10, whatever is being left out. We can always examine that.
Yes.
Thank
you.
Mr. Arvind, please unmute yourself. Mr. Arvind.
Yeah, good afternoon, folks. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, my first question is I joined a bit later. I would like to know the direct. What is the direct, number one? Number two, we are basically exporting to US only, and we have been impacted by the tariff. We are exporting the biodegradable products.
Hmm?
Do we cover under that?
See, there is a list which, if you visit our website, the scheme guidelines and FAQs all are attached to them. All are given over there. So you can look at the commodity, whether that is covered there or not. Because when the lender will sanction the loan, they will also look at it. And in case if you feel that this particular commodity that you are exporting to the US is not included, as I said to the earlier gentleman, you can just make a reference to the FIEO and they can send us a consolidated letter on that. We can examine that.
And we are merchandise exporter. Do we come under that?
See, we have not differentiated between a merchant exporter or a non-merchant exporter, right? It is either an MSME or an export house or whatever. Okay, we have not differentiated as such.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
I request participants to please use the raise the hand button option. It is available at the bottom of the screen. You will see a heart. Just click on it and you will find raise the hand button option. Mr. Chandrasekhar? Mr. Chandrasekhar, please unmute yourself. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am. Sir, good afternoon. Thanks for having us. I have already raised the issue of the rubber industry with FIEO and other associations where we are a part of, and we are a very highly labor intensive industry, as well as exporting a lot to the US. So hopefully we get included in this scheme, sir. Just that it has been left out for what reasons I am not aware, but if it is being done, it would be nice for us.
Sir, Dr. Saha has already written to the Secretary DFS.
Yes.
We are consolidating more such sectors, including cashew and others. As directed by Durgesh sir, we will be consolidating all these sectors and submitting it to both DFS as well as NCGTC.
In that case, can we apply now, sir, or should we wait till?
To wait.
You can apply any
You'll
time.
have to wait.
Right, sir. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Mr. Suresh? Mr. Suresh Mankani, please unmute yourself. Yes, Mr. Suresh.
Yes, can you hear me? Good afternoon, everybody. When we are affected, we are into exports, but we are in the industry of construction and building products. So when our industry is not being registered in this scheme, so we request the FIEO to do that and show us the guidelines.
See, it is not necessary, it is not essential that everything will be included. But yes, as Mr. Srinath was also speaking, what I feel is that after this meeting, send a mail to him. He will consolidate a complete proposal so that tomorrow he can send it across to us.
Yes, because
then we can examine it.
Yes, because after China, India is the only country which is exporting stone to the world. Please look into that matter, sir. We are really affected by these tariffs.
Okay.
Sir, our email IDs are already provided in the chat box. So please send your proposal to us, and then accordingly we will send the memorandum of such proposals to the NCGTC.
Okay, madam. Addressing it to whom?
We have given it in chat box. I'll again send it. Okay.
Sure, madam. Thank
you. Mr. Manikant, Mr. SV Manikanta. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are eligible for this scheme, but while filing the application, it is asking the GST details. What is the GST map to our PAN card? But we have two GSTN. Both are from Andhra Pradesh. It is showing Ladakh in default. How can we change that, or is it necessary? Or in the screen sharing also GST details you don't explain there?
Well, Siddharth, would you be able to explain what exactly is done?
Yeah, based on the PAN which is validated. So if there is any active GSTN against that particular PAN, so those details are automatically fetched. So if the EPI access is given in the GST portal, so those details are automatically fetched. So on portal, if it is a multi-state scenario, so multiple GSTNs can also be added. If it's a single GST, so that can also be added. So that the data, whichever is automatically pulled out from the GSTN database, will flow to the bank.
Okay, but it is showing Ladakh, sir. GSTN is from Andhra Pradesh, but it is showing Ladakh.
So, sir, I'll just share my email ID, our email ID in the chat box. You can send that screenshot, so we'll get it checked.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Sir, in addition to those who are already seeking sectors, please go to FIEO main site, go to Exim Guide. There is a circular by our DG, Dr. Ajay Sahay, where the CGSE guidelines have already been given. And the sectors covered by direct exporters are given there. So you may refer to that particular guidelines of CGSE in FIEO.org, Exim Guide sector, where policy circulars of DG are given there. So that might help you out a bit. Those which are left out, we'll immediately refer to DFS as well as NCGTC.
Mr. Suchet, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello all. Sir, I just wanted to check, if is there any lead time that is given to the banks to process these loans?
See, we are monitoring that, so that that is the reason why we have put it through the Jansamarth portal. So whatever applications are lodged and whatever are not getting sanctioned or rejected or whatever, they'll have to give reasons to us. So let us know, don't bother about that. If you are eligible, they will consider case. And this is being monitored at the level of DFS directly also.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
I request participants to raise your queries. Please use raise the hand button option. So we have received some queries in the chat box also. So I would request those participants to please use raise the hand button option so that we can discuss it here.
Madam, you can speak out one by one so that let me see if I can help.
Yes, sir. I am culling them out. Just give me a minute. Okay, so there are certain queries about the whether which sector is included or not. So, sir, can you please tell them about the annexure?
See, there is a big list, and that is what I'm saying. This is already there on the scheme as Annexure 1. And I'll just name a few: carpet, marine products, ready-made garments of all textiles, gems and jewelry, handicrafts, excluding handmade carpets, cotton, yarn, fabrics, made-ups, jute manufacturing, including flock covering, leather, and leather manufacturers. So many are there, right? So even fruits and vegetables, etc., are included. So this list is readily available on our website, and they can always check that.
So I would also like to inform exporters that when we have sent out the registration circular, we have attached the relevant annexures also. So you can go back and check on that. If you find any difficulty, you can always contact the FIEO team. We already have provided our email IDs in the chat box. Sir, we have another query. Kindly provide more details on the ROI, whether the ROI is 1% lower on the export limit ROI or any limit fixed by the banks.
See, we have indicated it as 1% below the rate of interest on any of the working capital facilities that an exporter is enjoying. So in any case, the exporter is getting help, whichever, of course, see, we want to ensure that the cost of the lenders is also taken care of to a slight extent, but it should not be costly to the exporters also. So it has been mentioned in our FAQs also that it should be 1% below. There could be a host of facilities and it could be various lenders also. So the borrower will approach the lender which is giving at a lower rate of interest, right? So we have left it like that.
We have another query, though this has already been answered by sir in the beginning itself. So they want to know whether the scheme is for the new exporters.
No, it is not for the new exporters.
So we have some raise hand. So Srigam Exports, please unmute yourself. Sir, please, we are unable to hear you. You are unmuted. Srigam Exports, if you are facing any difficulty, please write it in the chat box. I'll read it out for you. Kiresh Exim.
Hello, everyone. So my question is that 2024, 2025, we had no turnover because we just started the business at that time. In 2025, 26, already till now, from March till now, we have done 10 crores and the projection is to go another 15 crores. So am I eligible as we are into agri exports?
No, as we said, 2023-24 or 2024-25, one of these figures have to be considered.
Thanks.
Mr. Siddharth, please unmute yourself.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Actually, I have one question. It was regarding whether ICICI Bank and Yes Bank, when will they be taking part in this? Because I was just checking the list of MLIs. So in private sector, Axis Bank is there, ICICI is not there. So
Yeah, so we are following up with all the lenders and also ICICI and Axis and Yes Bank and all that. So we hope that they will get registered soon. And on your part also, you can follow up with your lender. But we are following up, and since this is a 100% guarantee scheme, I'm pretty sure that everyone would be interested. Every lender would be interested. Only thing is they need to take board approval, certain procedures are there, finalizing the policy and all that. So that could be the reason.
In the meantime, Mr. Gupta, please do not waste time. Apply in the Jansamarth portal. All these will be consolidated and sent once Yes Bank and ICICI Bank are ready.
We have received another query. It says any scheme gives loan for new exporter without any collateral in CGT MSE. Sir, this meeting is not for this. It is particularly focused at CGSE scheme. So I request participants to please limit your queries to the CGSE only, because we have the experts today with us. And as you have seen that most of the queries that are being answered. So please, if you have any such queries related to CGSE, please go ahead.
Anubhav, we have Mr. Arvind, Mr. Satyanarayan also with questions here in the chat box.
So there are some questions on whether sale value should be on FOB or CIF. And what is direct exporter and indirect exporter? Sir, you are on mute. We are unable to hear you.
Okay. Sorry. So for the direct and indirect exporters are such which are directly exporting to the US markets, right now in the US markets, because that is what the scheme is saying. So those are the direct exporters. Indirect exporter could be one. For example, there is a direct exporter, an indirect exporter, indirect or MSME is an MSME is supplying goods to this direct exporter who's eligible under the scheme as per one over there, and that so this MSME becomes an indirect exporter. Okay, sort of deemed exports, as you say.
Sir, this leads to a further question, sir. How will you exactly pinpoint this particular indirect exporter? That means 5%, that is 20% of 5%, that is 1% is, how do you exactly,
I'll explain. So what has happened is that we have sought list of all the exporters from the lenders, right? And DFS is already hosted in respect of 13 banks. Okay.
Right, sir.
So that will give the data about the direct exporters. So once the data is available about the direct exporters, the MSMEs which are supplying goods to these exporters will be able to identify that. And this I'll be clarifying through an FAQ also.
Yes, sir, because his exposure to US is also important in this particular case, sir?
No. His exposure directly is not required. He's not a direct exporter. He's an indirect exporter. So he's just supplying goods to that direct exporter. Whether that final product is going to the US or not, we are not getting into that. Only thing is that direct exporter is eligible under the scheme.
Sir, we have another query. As per the scheme guidelines, we understand that we are eligible for a facility benefit of up to 20% of the sanction limit. Kindly clarify whether banks have the discretion to reduce this eligibility percentage amount based on their internal guidelines or circulars.
No, under this scheme, we have not put that. We have clarified it through an FAQ also, that in case if he's applying for 20% or 15%, whatever they're applying, that should be provided.
So we have another query. We are in textile spinning sector. Our exports to US during 23-24 and 24-25 is around 3% to 4%. Hence, we are not eligible for the loan. But due to US tariff, we are indirectly affected as our customers are the garment producers and they in turn exporting to US. But due to their exports is affected in our turnover, exports are also affected. Will this 5% norms will be deleted?
No, see here, first thing, is it an MSME, that particular unit? Because they are supplying goods to a direct exporter, you said?
On board him.
Mr. Thangvel Nadar, can you please unmute yourself? We have subsequent queries. Mr. Thangvel? I have unmuted you.
Otherwise,
Mr. Thangvel, can you please further elaborate?
Or rather, I'll explain. See, as of now, he says that he is not eligible as a direct exporter, right? But he has also indicated that he is supplying goods to a direct exporter who is directly exporting to the US markets. Okay. So if it is an MSME and supplying to a direct exporter, then he becomes eligible under that category. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have subsequent query to the question that we have got for the internal discrepancies about the banks. So they are asking that when they are applying for the loan, the Union Bank is communicating that as per their internal circular, if there is any discrepancy in the audit compliance, can they restruct the benefit to 10% of the sanction limit?
We have not indicated that to them, and for that Union Bank may have to come back to us. But okay, we'll examine that issue. We'll examine that issue as such.
Okay, sir. So we are receiving some queries related to the sectors not being included, or you want some documents and notifications and list of banks, etc. So we can share that with you. In fact, for the scheme guidelines, we have already shared it under the registration circular. So if you are still finding any difficulties to get through it, you can always contact the FIEO team. I am again putting our email IDs in the chat box. And for the proposal,
I would like to seek one clarification. We are talking about the indirect exporters supplying to direct exporters. That can be of two types. One is who is supplying the finished product, and finished product is being exported by the direct exporter, being the merchant exporter. Other can be that I'm supplying a raw material which is being converted by the direct exporter, and direct exporter is exporting. In our analysis, we feel that both are covered under this.
Yes, both are covered.
Both are fine. Thank you. Thank you.
I request participants, if you have any queries, then please use raise the hand button option, or you can also send the same to the chat box. So we have another query, sir. As per the FAQs, we note that the export value is to be considered on an FOB basis.
So I said that either it has already been issued or I'm issuing. So I did not recall whether it is already issued. So it's issued.
Mrs. Srigam, if possible, you can please again try. We will again try to unmute you.
Mr. Sunil, please come online so that we can unmute you and you can speak directly. This is regarding your export packing credit limit.
Can his query be elaborated if he's not able to come at least?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the query is they have export packing credit limit with SBI. So whether the ROI will be 1% less than the ROI of EPC limit or any other rate decided by bank.
See, it is 1% below the current working capital facilities that the borrower is enjoying. But we also have to ensure that the RBI guidelines are not violated. So we are coming out with a clarification also on that through an FAQ, wherein it will be at least it should not be below EBLR, but 1% below the current facilities.
Thank you, sir.
Any further queries?
So there are no other raised hand. And the chat box queries have already
Rather, what I will also suggest is to Srinathji, as and when you are having certain queries, you can make a number of them and send it across to us. What we can do is, in case if it can be covered under an FAQ, we can try to make it easy, because see, what happens is FAQs everybody will read and come out with understanding, and we can always have discussions also if necessary, right? So whenever members are having queries, please forward it to us. There is a dedicated mail ID created for this, which we are looking at, and that is why will be updating the FAQs.
Sure,
We'll do
sir,
that.
that we'll do. I request Mr. R.O. Ahmedabad to... Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you're audible now.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. I'm from ChemExcel, Export Promotion Council for Dyes and Chemicals. Sir, actually, our director could not join today's meeting. So he would like to get in touch with you for this scheme. How can how we can contact you, sir, for that?
We are, our details are already mentioned on our website. The contact details are also there, right?
Okay.
You can look at the scheme. The contact person is Mr. Abhishek Malviya, who is also attending the meeting. So you can either talk to him. In case if it is still not resolved, I will get into it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for you.
So some people have queries about the scheme. So you can go to the website of Jansamarth portal and you can check the details there. If you find any difficulty, you can always send an email to the FIEO team. We have already provided our email IDs in the chat box.
The scheme guidelines would be available on the website of NCGTC along with FAQs. I'm not sure if it is available on Jansamarth also, but in NCGTC's website, it is all available. Not only this scheme, other schemes also.
Mr. Siddharth Kontana has also shared the customer support number and the email ID, the channels for customer support for Jansamarth portal. I request exporters to please take a note of it so that they can use this if they are facing any issues.
In case there are any issues during the application, they do not wait. They can contact our call center. There is a dedicated team addressing those issues, and they can also send an email on customer.support.
Srinath sir, we don't have any further.
Yeah, I have messaged to Mr. Seth. If he is still not free from that particular meeting, then I think we can conclude this particular meeting.
Should I talk to him? I'll just check it if.
Yeah, he is replying to this thing, sir.
Okay.
Oh, it will go on for another 20 minutes, sir. So then I think.
Then that's fine. So any problems of the exporters, of course, we are there to support you all.
Okay, so thank you.
Please proceed with your things.
Thank you, sir. So I would like to thank all the participants for joining this session and making it very helpful, because without queries, no scheme can be understood very well. And special thanks to our speakers today, Mr. Durgesh Pandey from NCGTC. You have answered the queries so well, sir. In fact, some of my doubts have also been clarified. And special thanks to Mr. P.T. Srinath, Director, and for organizing this session, and this won't have been possible without constant guidance from our Director General and CEO, Dr. Ajay Sahai. He's always there for the cause of the exports. And I would also like to thank Mr. Hardik, who could not join this meeting but was the very first foundation for this meeting so that it could happen today. So special thanks to all of you, and of course my team, Suhani and Jay, who is also conducting this meeting on YouTube Live. Special thanks to Mr. Dhananjay Sharma also. So thank you so much, team. Thanks a lot for making this session an impactful one. I'm sure that the scheme that has been culled out by the government, it will prove useful to all the affected exporters. Thanks a lot.
Thank you everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.